Hi, this is Brent from PathandTarot, and I'll be doing the overdub here with you in this video to describe the unique card spread that I'm going to do with my custom-made elemental cards. I'm just going to start this off with a wash of the cards on top of the handkerchief there, just to get a really good mix. I did pre-shuffle this deck before the video, but I want to be able to shuffle the cards with you on camera so that you can see that the cards have been in fact shuffled. So I wanted to just show that to you here. Oh, some cards fell out there. We may see that again. Who knows? This is an overdub, so I do know what happened. Haha. Okay, so I'm going to get the cards shuffled here using the riffle shuffle method. You're probably familiar with that if you play poker cards at home. I think it's a great shuffle method. It really gets the cards into random order. This deck has 75 cards, so if you do about 7 to 10 riffle shuffles, that deck is in a pretty good random order. And if you overhand shuffles at the very end, like I'll do in a bit here, that pretty much will do the trick. And so I like to do the riffle shuffle method. It feels great in the hands. It's mesmerizing in a way. There's a nice sound that comes out of the cards if the card stock is a certain way, and you can really get a good rhythm going. It's sort of meditative in a way, and yeah, I really like the experience of doing the riffle shuffle. And again, the cards really benefit from being randomized that way. And just about done here. We're going to do a few more shuffles, and then I'll do an overhand shuffle just to kind of finalize that, just like I'm doing right here, to get those bottom cards kind of mixed into the deck there, so we can start off the spread. And whoa, here we go. There's the Go board, the magical board that we're going to use for this video. So this is a game board from the strategy game Go. So if you're familiar with that game, we're going to be borrowing the board, or I guess the mat, I should say. That's a plastic travel mat for this card spread. So we're just going to borrow it and use it in an interesting way. So I've split the deck into two halves. I'm going to be drawing from each side, left to right. But in this case, I'm going to start with the right side. Oh, there we go. So there's that. How interesting is that? Dealing with random cards and shuffling. Sometimes uncanny things happen. So here we go. The card itself, as you can see, fits nicely into that 3 square space. But as you can see, there's a little bit of space at the very end. The cards aren't exactly long enough to fit that whole grid area. But I'm going to use that to my advantage here and play with that space a little bit as I just use intuition and a little bit of just improvisation to place these cards here. So right now we've got an interesting relationship. I'm going to arrange the cards all upwards so that they can be aligned in the same way. I'm going to draw the next card and place it intuitively, and I feel like air should go above fire should go above the air with the earth element there to kind of create a nice foundation. Now I've got spirit inside of air. I'm going to place that above the spirit card because to me that makes sense. That's going to create a nice relationship. And now underneath earth and air, I have water inside of air. So I feel like that's going to have a nice relationship too, and we're going to see how that develops in a moment. Now I want to have the card pushed upwards to leave space at the bottom, because I feel that that's going to be a good relationship for the card. So I'm going to place this next spirit card here upwards, and so I have a nice triangle shape that is very strong here with the elements that are around it. So there's a lot of earth happening right now along with spirit. And I've got an element of water card here. So I'm going to keep them aligned in the same way, so facing upwards, leaving that space at the bottom, so that these cards all kind of fit in the same horizontal structure there. So I've got another water element. Again, I'm going to have it slide upwards a bit, leaving that space at the bottom that you can see here. And I'm drawing the next card here, and I have fire. So I've got fire at the top, so it's interesting how that develops, where I've got some nice relationships of common cards happening. So I've got that last space, maybe something interesting is going to happen. So we've got air, more air at the top there on the left side, so air and fire kind of, they work together. And here we go, we've got a really great card at the very end to tie that top section off together. You've got air inside of fire, so that's a really great relationship happening. And the final card here for the left side is air inside of earth. And so I'm going to angle that more upwards to align with all the other cards, because I think there's a nice relationship with earth kind of connected all the way at the, on this bottom section, along with water. Even though water and air kind of, they don't really empower each other technically, but it still fits in this relationship. I'm going to slide this earth inside of air down a little bit because I want it to connect to the water cards, and I have another space that is left there, just because I think it makes more sense. The sub-elementals feel like they connect more together as I've drawn out all these cards at the very end here. So I'm just kind of making sure things fit together nicely as I'm looking at it at the very end here, and just getting a good look at the result of the cards. So you can see at the top we've got a great relationship of fire and air along with spirit. So spirit's an interesting element because it's sort of a part of all the elements in a way, but it is different. But it's great that we've got the air and fire together at the top, and they empower each other. So this is a great result that we've got here with the cards. And these cards fit really nice on the Go board. They take up almost the perfect amount of space, leaving either enough space at the top or the bottom, depending how the card slides. And I'm using that in this spread to my advantage, as you can see at the very end where I slid down the earth and air card to connect with the water and air card, those two sub-elementals. It felt right to just connect them at the very end, because now we've got a relationship of that bottom section of this cards to go upwards into the spirit and earth middle part, and then finally that connects to the upwards part of the spread with the fire and air elements on the Go board. So we've got elemental cards on a Go board for this unique card spread. So if you've got a Go board at home, give this a try. If your cards fit within the dimensions of the board, then that just may be a synchronous thing for you to play around with a new card spread. So thank you for watching. If you are able to like and follow, subscribe to the channel, because some of the videos are somewhat infrequent, so you don't want to miss out on the new content that's coming out. There's links at the bottom of the article that can take you to the blog, so you can read more about these cards and other topics in tarot and divinity. And then there's some product links at the bottom of the description as well for you to use if you want to use any of the resources in this video as well. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you out there.